The early hours of October 1st, 2024 will be etched in the memories of Israelis as a day when the ominous wail of air raid sirens pierced the night. The sound, a harbinger of impending danger, sent waves of panic and urgency through the streets as families scrambled to find safety in bomb shelters. Iran, in a brazen act of aggression, unleashed a barrage of missiles towards Israeli territory. The missiles, cutting through the night sky like fiery arrows, were a stark declaration of hostility aimed directly at the heart of Israel. This operation, chillingly codenamed Operation True Promise 2, marked a significant escalation in the long-standing conflict between the two nations. The meticulous planning and execution of this operation underscored the deep-seated animosity and the lengths to which Iran was willing to go to assert its stance. It shattered any semblance of peace and heralded a new chapter of uncertainty and fear in the region. The once quiet night was now filled with the sounds of explosions and the sight of fiery plumes lighting up the sky. This was not merely a symbolic show of force, but a calculated act of aggression, aiming to inflict significant damage and casualties. The aftermath was a grim testament to the destructive power of modern warfare. The scale of the attack sent shockwaves throughout the international community. World leaders and international organizations quickly condemned the aggression, calling for immediate de-escalation and peace talks. Reports poured in of explosions rocking major Israeli cities, painting a grim picture of the devastation inflicted. The relentless barrage left no corner of the country untouched, as emergency services worked tirelessly to respond to the crisis. Residential buildings, once symbols of normalcy and daily life, were reduced to rubble, their inhabitants left to grapple with the sudden and traumatic upheaval. Families were torn apart and communities were left in disarray, struggling to comprehend the magnitude of the destruction. The images that flashed across television screens depicting the smoldering ruins and terrified faces of civilians served as a stark reminder of the human cost of this conflict. The haunting visuals of despair and loss resonated deeply, highlighting the urgent need for a resolution to this escalating crisis. This act of aggression was not an isolated incident, but rather a significant escalation in a long-standing and complex geopolitical struggle. It was the culmination of years of simmering tensions and proxy conflicts that have plagued the region. Iran, for years, has accused Israel of conducting covert operations aimed at sabotaging its nuclear program and targeting its allies in the region. These covert operations have included cyber attacks, targeted assassinations, and various forms of economic warfare. These accusations, coupled with Israel's unwavering military superiority and advanced defense systems, have fueled a deep sense of resentment and a desire for retribution within Iran's political circles. Iranian leaders have often voiced their frustration and anger in public speeches and through state media. Operation True Promise 2, therefore, was as much about inflicting physical damage as it was about sending a powerful message to the international community that Iran would no longer tolerate what it perceived as Israeli aggression and was willing to take decisive action to protect its interests. This operation was a clear demonstration of Iran's military capabilities and its readiness to engage in direct confrontation if necessary. The international community watched with bated breath, glued to their screens as the shocking news broke. As the events of that day unfolded, the world held its collective breath, uncertain of what would come next. Many feared that this could be the opening salvo in a much larger conflagration, one that could engulf the entire Middle East in chaos and destruction. The attack underscored the fragility of peace in a region already grappling with numerous conflicts and the ever-present threat of terrorism. It highlighted the delicate balance that exists in such volatile areas. It served as a stark reminder of the need for international cooperation and diplomacy to prevent further escalation. The world leaders knew that only through dialogue and mutual understanding could they chart a course towards a more stable and secure future for all. A still from security footage of a missile streaking across the night sky over Tel Aviv, moments before impact. Section 2, The Roots of Retaliation, Iran's Perspective. Section 3, Israel's Iron Dome put to the test, a nation response.